Hey, welcome to the Loud Boys, everybody. We are happy Memorial Day. Just want to salute. Let's salute the troops first. Let's go around the horn and salute the troops first of all. We are back with a special episode. We got a nice little guest here. We're going to talk about Videodrome, and who better to talk about horror movies than the host of Zac Amico's Midnight Spook Show? His name escapes me. No, I'm kidding. Zac Amico's here, everybody.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen. It's nice that I've created this little niche for myself as the horror movie comic.
Yeah. That it.
Yeah, I like it.
There's worse niches. You could be like a puppet guy or I don't know,
Blogger.
Yeah. You could just be a loser. But yeah,
Dalton and I look like we dressed each other before the show. By the
way. Oh yeah. Hey Joe. Hey Dalton. How you guys doing?
What's up, man? How are you?
Yo, what's up?
Dalton, you sound underwater right now. Okay.
God damn it. I don't know what's going on.
Zach, do you know the audio specialist comedian?
Before I finish that sentence, I was going to say, yeah, Kurt Ryan.
Who is that guy? Like, I know him just from like Facebook mostly.
Yeah, just some autistic guy from Facebook.
Yeah, everyone's friends with him. I mean, he posts really funny stuff, but like I've never met him, and he seems. He's autistic.
I like it that way.
Yeah, just never meeting this guy. Everyone knows who he is, though.
They're much better through a wall.
Well, it's funny. His posts are good, and you're like, "This must be like the coolest guy ever." He's so funny, and then he's just autistic.
Whatever. I think we all are slightly. Anyone in this line of work has the touch of it.
Yeah. They're painted with the brush.
Yeah. That's why it's called the spectrum.
Yeah. True. Anyone who's not autistic in comedy is not funny.
Yeah.
I think I fixed it. Is this better?
Ooh,
much better.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry about that.
All good, man. We're in. That was a very humanizing experience for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're humbled. We just got off a hot streak, and it's been a while since we spent 10 minutes on Dalton's audio issues, but here we go.
Dalton, you look like you're about to do a video where you review expired pork rinds.
That's not too far off, dude. Yeah, I'm usually posting horrific meals that I make for myself.
Yeah, Dalton will post most people post nice meals. Dalton will post yep. Hey, did you know you could get almond butter on pasta? They'll just post that.
No. My last one was Vienna sausages on a bed of sweet peas.
I like the peanut butter and jelly on a quesadilla.
That was good. That was really good.
That looked great, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm a regular Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dalton Brown.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, Dalton Brown.
That should be your cooking web series.
Mario Batali.
Yeah, Super Mario Batali.
Yep. All right, so we're off to the races.
We're off to the races. Dalton got mad at me.
Strap in, Zach.
Dalton got really mad at me over the weekend for suggesting William Triple H Macy as a bit on the show.
I didn't get mad at you. No, I wasn't mad at you. No, he said, because Robbie's always, I do the same thing where you think of a dumb pun or whatever, and you how about this, guys? And Robbie does that all the time too. And so I sent him a picture of Russell Crowe from A Beautiful Mind with the blackboard behind him, but it was just all these different puns Dwayne the Spock Johnson and Steve Urwinkler and just all these different names. And I was like, this is Robbie, guys.
And I was like, no, you suck. I felt it was so middle.
Yeah, you got really defensive.
Yeah, it hit me right where it hurts. Because
I'm going to be thinking about Triple H shooting himself in a driveway because he walked in on some guy banging Stephanie.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to want that money in the bank there, Laird. Fuck. Hey, see, there's some juice in that bit.
It's a good. I never said it was a bad bit.
Oh, it is a bad bit, but there's
no, dude. Yeah. When comedy is back in the next decade, when we're finally back, take that on stage, dude.
Everyone's gonna be doing COVID bits. I'll be like, hey guys, what about William Triple H Macy?
That's what'll set you
a
apart.
Reference from 1995 and 2005.
I like it. I like that you've defined yourself.
Yeah. Oh man, if I was in the aughts, I'd be so famous right now.
If you were in like the MySpace comedy era.
Yeah, dude, just like spiky hair and just like energy with nothing behind it.
You bitches would be sucking that dick for it to be in your top 8.
Yeah,
dude. My agent would
Ska
be
music
Tom.
intro. Yeah.
Do you know how many short-sleeved Hawaiian shirts I own?
Yeah, check out my MP3s.
Yeah,
it's a great album.
Damn, MySpace really fell off, huh? Just like,
yeah, they were the good one too. Like they didn't sell your personal data. They didn't know how. I guess.
You know why I miss it? Because I miss finding bands.
Oh yeah,
we're never gonna have that again. Well, like where you can find bands through other bands that you like.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I might be getting older, but I also feel like there's just so much ways to find new music that I get overwhelmed that I just kind of like stick to what I like. These days.
I'm done looking for new music. I like the same 5 albums that I liked 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I do the same thing, but I also hate that. Like I do want to find new shit, but I do find myself just I'm paying $10 a month on Spotify to listen to like 5 albums.
Well, when I was a kid, finding new music was fucking like I loved it, and now it feels like homework. And then I like have to be like, oh yeah, I'm pretending to like Playboy Cardi. It's like no, I'll just go fucking listen to fucking System of a Down again. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I get more.
I mean that holds up, dude.
I get way more pleasure out of that than like finding new music these days. But I used to like when I was a kid or even a teenager, I was so into like finding new bands and all that stuff.
Well, I think it might just be like you're finding what you like more so than like not necessarily discovering new music, but just discovering like your taste in music.
So I'm 32. I am not going to find a genre of music that I didn't know I liked.
Yeah, so you're just like looking for like the regular shit, you know? Yeah. Like you know what you like at this point.
Yeah. I also think music
you're not going to turn on like MTV.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be the 38-year-old like getting into SoundCloud rap either. That's like such a weird look. Yo, dude. Ah, shit. Lil Baby slaps. It's like, dude, pay your taxes.
Raise your kids.
Yeah. I also feel like I used to get into new music because I loved like Pitchfork and like music journalism, and now like it's all music journalism just sucks now because it's all like they're clearly like pushing like they write all their reviews before they listen to the albums these days. I mean, this is a problem with the community at large, but
Pitchfork can suck my dick, man. They gave Francis the Mute a 2 out of 10.
Oh shit. Yeah, they gave
very upsetting.
They gave Weezer's Make Believe 0.5, and there's at least 2 good songs on that album. That's more than 0.5, bitch.
Now Weezer sucks. They were right to do that, but
yeah, dude,
how dare they disrespect?
Nah, dude, Weezer is awesome. You take that back. You take that right back right now. Never made a bad album.
I'm gonna stick with it.
No, dude. I had tickets to see Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy. Shows canceled. I don't know. This COVID thing feels fucking real now.
Dude, I legitimately, had it not been for this, they rescheduled the date. I was going to fly to LA to see System of a Down and Faith No More.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Fucking awesome, dude.
That would have been awesome.
Dude, I was so excited for that.
Why are they always
They're going to be at Barclays. Faith No More and Korn were going to be at Barclays in September.
It was that tour, but with System of a Down.
Oh, that was
going to be at,
that's a much better show.
It was going to be in LA, and I was. Lewis and I were literally trying to book gigs around it to justify going out for the concert.
That's fucking awesome.
You guys should have just opened for them. It'd be a perfect billing.
Yeah, that would be. Did you? Dude,
I did.
I did a cruise. Syndrome.
I did a cruise. I did a metal cruise with Jay. It was me, Jay, Ralph, and then POD.
Oh my god!
It was like the worst. Oh, wait, fuck! Who else was on it?
Was this Shiprocked?
Yes.
Okay. I've heard.
And it was like way worse than Chevelle. Like every time I walked by the stage, I would be like, I remember that song from one of my wrestling video games.
I don't know, dude. That sounds like the hits of the 80s, 90s, and today. That's how you.
Oh, Stone Sour was the other big one on that one.
What kind of people were at Shiprocked? Like, what was the clientele like?
Absolute animals. Literally, first of all, everyone was so drunk, like before they even did the safety meeting, because like everybody's like when you go on a cruise, they have to like tell you where the lifeboats are and shit, and everyone was hammered on it.
Oh my God.
Every woman on the boat, there was like 5 hot girls, and I was one of them. Like every woman on the boat looked like Greg the Hammer Valentine.
That's not good when Zac Amico's in
Yeah.
the top 5, dude.
I was the transition between hot girls and ugly girls.
I feel so bad for number 6.
Yeah. The shows were good though.
They were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I'll
It
bet.
was like a 500 seat like ballroom type setup.
Oh dang.
And I think we did 3 podcasts and 2 stand-up shows. It was really fun. It was me, Big J, and Rob Mayu.
Oh damn, Lewis wasn't there? That feels
No,
like
I replaced Lewis because he got sick the week of.
Oh, I got COVID-19.
That's actually where it started, was on that cruise.
That feels like Lewis's ideal audience, trapped on a boat, unable to leave.
Zach, did you go see Mr. Bungle when they were here?
No, I did not, and I regret it.
It was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's one I really regret not going to.
Yeah, because I'm sure you've listened to their studio albums, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to that demo?
I had heard it, yeah.
Because that whole show was just like a thrash show. Like they had Scott Ian and Dave Lombardo with them, and I was thinking they were going to play some of the stuff from those albums, but no, the whole show was thrash except for they did a cover of Summer Breeze by Seals and Crofts at one point.
Gnarly.
That was like that was the only moment where it wasn't like a metal show.
Yeah, I was telling I literally on your Facebook yesterday, you asked about best shows, and I said it's Jello and the Melvins.
That's fucking awesome.
The best live show. The Melvins did an hour. Then Jello came out in a straitjacket, and they did an hour of half Jelvin shit, half heavy versions of Dead Kennedy songs. Ooh. And then he came back out, and he gave this long speech about the greatest songwriters in history and how he had just seen Hank the Third, and Hank does all these covers. And he goes, so we're going to honor the one songwriter that is, not mentioned in that book. And they did Rock and Roll McDonald's, and it was so fucking good.
Damn, my two favorite things together, rock and roll and McDonald's.
Do you guys not know Wesley Willis?
No, not at all, really. I'm just now getting into like heavy rock.
Wesley Willis is a schizophrenic, homeless black guy with a Casio keyboard.
Oh, shit.
That just like he put out like 50 records, and every song's exactly the same. It's just like the presets on the Casio keyboard. And he was on Jello's record label.
Damn, that's awesome.
For Robbie and Joe, are you guys familiar with Jello?
No,
not the Cosby treat.
Yeah, you guys definitely look like you're very familiar with Jello.
Yeah, because I just realized Robbie and Joe probably have no idea what we're Jello Biafra. He was the front man for the Dead Kennedys, and nowadays he's kind of gone the Henry Rollins route and does like spoken word shit.
Oh, okay,
I know,
got it.
Okay, I know that.
But
guy.
Do you guys like Henry Rollins?
No.
No, I like him. I like him as an actor, and I do not like him as a personality.
When I was in middle school, I thought he was really cool, and now I think he's like absolutely insufferable. You know what I mean? Like,
his spoken
that
word
shtick
stuff,
of like hardcore, sensitive guy. I don't know. It's like annoying to me now.
Well, his spoken word stuff is so funny, not because it's like actually good jokes, but because he still stands there like he's in Black Flag. Like he does the hardcore stance with like the mic cable wrapped around his fist, but he's just like, so I was at the bank the other day.
Yeah. Dude,
he has no shoes on.
Yeah.
Poetry fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's not even poetry. It's like, what if stand-up had no jokes? Which is
right.
Now,
He's just talking about his day.
Henry Rollins,
it's like a one-man podcast.
Henry Rollins, Nanette.
Yeah. What's the color? Blue?
I was raped.
Oh man, that trailer for Douglas when she was like, "If you're here because of Nanette, why?" I'm like, "Good fucking question." Like,
oh boy.
Oh man.
She's regenerating like fuck. She pulled like a Mac from Always Sunny. I don't remember her being a fucking house like that.
Yeah, dude, she's gotten real dumpy.
Yeah, dude, I thought she had on like one of those Peter Gabriel sledgehammer suits, and I was like, oh no. Fucking, I don't know. Apparently, pussy is very high in saturated fats.
What if it's like Stop Making Sense, where she's just in a way bigger outfit than she should be?
She looks like after Violet took the candy and Willy Wonka.
There goes all my incentive to see Douglas.
Yeah. Why is your comedy so shitty?
So why are we here, Robbie? You want to tee this up?
Well, Hannah Gadsby Douglas comes out tomorrow, and I thought we would do a preview episode of it. Just go over what are we thinking. We recap Nanette, you know.
I thought we were supposed to formally endorse Joe Biden for presidency so we could get the N-word pass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. If you don't like the Loud Boys, you ain't black. No, we
Loud Boys is what I call blacks.
No, that's the loud fellas.
Zach, you want to know something funny? Because like the name of the show, we were just goofing on. The name means nothing. We were just talking about the Proud Boys one day, and I was like, "What if we were the Loud Boys?" And they were like, "Okay." And so that was the name of the show. But then we found out that the Loud Boys is actually like a punk band in DC that are all convicted pedophiles.
Yeah, they like are associated with Comet Ping Pong too.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to reappropriate the name.
That's phenomenal.
We're taking it back.
We're taking it back from the pedophiles and that one improv comedy troupe that was in New York 4 years ago that also has the Facebook page name, The Loud Boys.
Yeah. I think there's also a podcast from 2014 with some Australian teenagers called The Loud Boys as well. But I think
Hannah Gadsby was one of the hosts.
In our favor. Yeah.
Welcome back to The Loud Boys. I got right.
No, it was all her. It was all the people that did it. So we all raped this open micer last night. Never hear from her again.
Dad's Google history. Who are the Loud Boys? Anyway, yeah, so we're here to talk about the film Videodrome. This was Dalton's pick.
This is not a movie podcast. We just ran out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So now we're doing movies.
Normally this is like a talking about fucking podcast.
Yeah, usually we talk about
all been locked up, man.
But yeah,
we'd be talking about like smashing us, but here we are, being cinephiles.
This is a great 80s cult horror movie by David Cronenberg. What are you guys? How do you guys feel about David Cronenberg? Like your just general thoughts. I will admit he's kind of a blind spot in my filmography. I've seen this one, Eastern Promises now, and The Fly. I haven't seen it in much of his other stuff. Are you guys big fans of his? Or
I like body horror in general, and I think he's just the name that's most associated with it. Mm-hmm. This is a very good movie, and he actually made my favorite Cronenberg movie is The Brood. Which is a little more my speed as far as like there's more deaths and it's more of a classic. Like it seems like it's going to be a whodunit slasher, and then it takes the body horror turn. But Videodrome kicks ass. It's my one problem with it is it's the number one movie that was better on VHS.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Because you could like see like static.
It feels
Yeah, it just felt more genuine.
All the tapes in the movie, because the movie is one of the central plots is like tapes, but it's like Betamax in the movie, right?
It's beta because VHSs were too big at the time to because they put tapes in a vagina wound in people.
VHS, very hot sluts.
Yeah. And the tapes were too big at the time, so they used beta because it would have been like the size of his entire torso.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's like a problem I run into. Like it's like they're like, oh, it's the size of my entire torso. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just that big.
Yeah, you got some of that, VHS dick.
Yeah.
It's like a VHS dick.
You got to give girls that VHS kind of dick.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. You got to bust the block. You got to be the blockbuster.
It's not the size of the tape; it's the clarity in the tracking.
True.
You got to set your.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No. All right. William Triple
like
H Macy, everybody.
All right.
No, it's cool.
I like the body horror aspect because like I feel like in the 80s, like that style is just gone now. Like now it would just all be CGI, you know. But then like they actually it's like fucked up, crazy looking like statues and make it work.
There's something so much more unsettling about practical effects and real blood than like CGI or even like state-of-the-art effects in general. That's why like puppets are fucking scary, honestly. Like clay is kind of scary. Like
it's real, yeah.
That's why I can't go to a Jeff Dunham show because it's too spooky.
Too intense. It's like that terrorist is supposed to be dead. How is it talking?
Yeah.
It's too spooky. That's why I can't go to a Kevin Hart show.
Damn it, Zach! Dude, we synced up on that one. I was trying to get to that.
Yeah, you guys are on your racist periods.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a little explicit next to this podcast.
Ages 18 till death.
Gremlins, but starring Kevin Hart. He's just like that small. He's running around. I'm a brave little gremlin.
So yeah, I love the body horror genre. I haven't seen all of Cronenberg's stuff, but I've seen this. I've seen Scanners, The Fly, Cosmopolis, which is not body horror.
What about Bill Cosmopolis?
Okay, what would that be like, Robbie?
I'm Robert Pattinson, and I'm in a limo. I've only seen the poster of the film. Anyway, so
God damn it, dude.
Well, I would like to add. Honestly, it is kind of interesting because this is like these '80s Cronenberg movie, like these they're like the flying. Like he was pretty well known for body horror, but it feels like he's kind of like he kind of shifted with like a history of violence, and Eastern Promise, this like crime thriller genre. Like, why? You know why he did that? Like, what
probably more marketable, probably an easier pitch, and probably easier to get funding. Just because anything that's body horror at this point would probably almost get lumped in with the gross out torture porn kind of stuff.
True.
And plus there's just not a lot of like it's almost a little too his stuff almost has a touch of sci-fi to it.
Yeah.
That I don't think really like people more want either supernatural or gritty realistic as far as horror. Yeah. And I just think it's a tough sell at this point.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
A genre of horror does feel like it was like super prevalent in the '80s, and then is not really made as much on like a big studio scale. They definitely make a lot of them for like indie. And shit like that,
Cronenberg's son made a great movie, and I want to say it's called Antiviral.
Yep, yeah, I've seen it. It's
with the brother from Get Out, the kid that thought he knew MMA.
Yeah, that's a really cool movie where like people want to get famous people's STDs and shit.
Yeah, so they sell.
Sounds like my honeymoon.
They sell famous people's diseases, but they also grow famous people meat and sell it as steaks.
Oh wow!
Ew.
And it's about a guy who works in one of those labs, and he's infecting himself with the diseases so he could take them home and sell them on the black market.
Damn.
And it's really, really good.
That's crazy. Which celebrity flesh would you guys buy?
Disease Ansari?
Okay.
Oh no! I've got AIDS!
So I do think Videodrome.
I'll answer Joe's question.
Which celebrity flip? Magic Johnson. All right. Now.
Yeah, God forbid we go on a riff, Dalton.
Hey, all right. Sorry. I'm inside my own head right now. I'm thinking about the movie.
Zach, what celebrity flesh would you kill and eat? If you
so my original thought was you pick like a fat-assed woman. And that's you pick your Kardashian, your Cardi B. But I'm gonna go something that looks like it's more like cured. So I'm gonna go Luis Guzman.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the fajita meat.
Because I bet he's got flavor to him.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man!
Marinated.
Don't eat me. Please don't eat me, man.
Dude, that's sizzling when it comes to the table.
Yeah, I would say I would get Barack Hussein Obama, so I could remember what dignified human meat tastes like when it meant something to be consumed.
I'd say a riff about Kobe beef, but I don't want people to get mad at me.
Oh yeah, dude, we can't. We're too early in the game to get canceled.
Let's not Shafir ourselves here.
Yeah, dude, and we just got sponsored by the helicopter company that crashed.
And the Lakers. Weird double sponsorship.
Yeah, man, we can't risk this.
But yeah.
So I do think this film we're talking about, Videodrome, is actually like pretty like super relevant nowadays because the movie, Zach is right. It is more of a sci-fi movie because it's kind of more about like merging consciousness with technology.
It's horror
Like,
though. I think it's pretty firmly in horror.
It's
Yeah,
horror.
it's creepy horror.
It's creepy
It's
and
horror.
it's dreadful, which is my favorite kind of horror. I'm not a big jump scare guy. I really like movies that like unsettle you. That's my favorite kind of. That's why I love like Lynch and I mean, although I guess he's kind of half horror, but I love like unsettling horror or dreadful horror more so than like, oh, there's a guy behind the thing. Ah, you know.
Oh, I love jump scares way more than this stuff, man. I can stick out the jump scare.
I hate
because
that
like jump scares that lasts like a second, but like a psychologically damning thing, it's like I got to stay up for. I got to watch some cartoons to cleanse the palate. But jump scare, it's like it's like it usually ends the movie too on a jump scare, so it's like all right.
Well, this movie's super unsettling too because it's like it's kind of a meta movie and it makes you consider how you're consuming what you're consuming while you're doing it. You know, like you're like, I'm watching a movie. What is a movie? I mean, the scare comes out of a guy watching TV and you're watching TV in that moment. So it's even more like this could happen to me on like that subconscious level. You know?
And it kind of predicted this whole like Rotten.com, what would eventually become these gross viral videos.
Oh, true.
That people share. And now they're just on Facebook and you don't even mean to click them.
Yeah.
And you see like people breaking their legs and shit.
ISIS videos, live leak, all that shit. Yeah. And that's like, there's way more eyeballs on this kind of thing than.
Yeah.
So this takes place.
Sex tapes.
Yeah.
Celebrity
murder. Videodrome, but he's showing Nanette.
We should like.
I got this great tape. I swear it's gonna be big.
Yeah, we should just like explain what this is about for anyone who hasn't seen it. But the film is it's about.
If you haven't seen it, you should watch it and not consume it through this podcast. I would say, but
for sure,
but it is very good. Should we do spoilers or no? What do you think?
It's a 40-year-old movie.
Okay, yeah, let's.
Yeah,
all right.
Totally have to spoil it.
It's not relevant at all.
Yeah.
You just said it was relevant. Smartphone.
I just you're right. You got
it's
me.
It's kind of like about freaking Twitter, man. You know, when you think about it.
Well, I think the Videodrome nowadays is just TikTok. That's the real Videodrome.
I hope James Woods in real life is in charge of TikTok.
Yeah,
he more or less is.
We got all these hot teens here.
Yeah, I feel like that sucks because like my first experience with James Woods was that episode of Simpsons and then later Family Guy appearances.
Yeah, I think
and then
mine
his
too.
Filmography. So it's harder for me to like take him serious as a dramatic actor.
Oh, but he's such a good actor. He's fucking great.
He's a true patriot too.
Yeah.
But I know, but it's like damn.
Yeah, let's talk about our feelings about James Wood. Peter Griffin's friend. Why are you running a snuff film channel?
Yeah, what's going on, dude?
What if
how come you're not on Spooner Street?
I kept waiting for Peter to show up in this movie. Where the fuck was he? Where's the videos? So James, let's I think James Woods is an awesome character actor, and it's kind of funny that he was like a lead, what's kind of cool about Cronenberg is he puts character actors as his as his leads, but it totally works, like Jeff Goldblum even, or and James Woods, and then they became leading men, but like James Woods is fucking weird looking, especially even in this, you know, he has like an odd face, he's like really skinny.
Dude, I forgot how he's just covered in acne scars, dude. His face busted.
But he's like a cool, fucking flirtatious, charming guy who can.
Yeah, he is cool.
Oh shit, dude! I never realized. Rewatching, it's the Debbie Harry is the girl in this from Blondie.
Mm-hmm. Was she the one who like hits herself with a cigarette and stuff?
Yeah.
Damn, she was hot. I love
James Woods is what I would refer to as last call handsome.
Yeah, he's 2 a.m. handsome. It's like, those guys who are skinny so they can convince themselves that, all right, sure. But yeah, I think his performance is solid in this. I've seen him do better in other movies, I think, but I think he works really well for this kind of thing. Like he has a sleaze factor that.
But he plays it real serious, and he doesn't go over. Like I think had he went more over the top with it, the movie would have suffered for it.
Yeah,
for sure. Because what's happening around him is so outlandish. Like anything that's happening is like crazy, but he seems pretty grounded through the whole thing.
This is also, I love grounded horror. I mean, I can like Rob Zombie shit too and stuff, but like what I love about Cronenberg in the few I've seen is I love that it starts out as just like a grounded story and it like escalates into like crazy town a little bit. Actually, I just watched this movie called Color Out of Space, which kind of a similar thing, and I love that too. I really like when you are drawn in, where there's a really good foundation of an interesting story and characters that then builds to like crazy horror scenarios and stuff like that. Like that really resonates with me. The Fly is the same thing. Like The Fly is kind of like a normal like movie for like the first half, and then it just goes
and like
nuts.
Yeah, to piggyback on that Color Out of Space is some good body horror.
Yeah, dude.
Modern
Fuck.
day.
Have you guys seen
I
it?
thought that was very good.
Yeah. Did you like it, Zach?
Yeah, I liked it very much.
I haven't seen it yet. I've seen what's the other Lovecraft? From Beyond. I've seen that. That's a cool like body horror Lovecraft movie. But I haven't seen Color Out of Space yet.
I think you'll super enjoy Color Out of Space.
Yeah,
dude.
I think that's really up your alley. I mean, Nick Cage is just so fucking crazy in it, and it's awesome.
Appropriately crazy too.
Yeah,
like, I feel like that's like a very honest response given like the circumstances that were going on in that.
Hey, if you guys are into Lovecraft, one of you right now, Google the name of his cat.
Yeah, I know this. It's awesome. It's pretty. Joe's Googling right now, and I cannot wait to see his reaction.
I have a feeling I know. I think I can guess what the name is. God damn it.
Imagine naming your cat that.
Speaking of Kevin Hart,
genius.
He took my name for my cat.
Taught in high schools for sure.
Well, I mean, he ruled. I love Lovecraft, but also Color Out of Space is kind of like a racist allegory. It's like, oh, a mysterious thing comes in from out of town and infects the whole town and makes everything its same color. You know? So, you know, a problematic fave, but he rules nonetheless. I stand.
I think he always made a lot of good points, and I agree with him.
Yeah.
I don't like his art, but I love his personal view.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I hate his books, but his idea of eugenics is spot on.
His books fucking suck. They're fucking weird, but his thoughts on, you know, other
some
colors
evil beyond human comprehension, whatever. The idea of a white guy being cooler than a black guy. I'm listening, this fucking nerd. All right.
You got my ear.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'll bet there's a lot of conflicted Black Lovecraft nerd fans. You know what I mean? Like,
I bet there's not.
Yeah, I doubt it, dude.
Yeah, they hate Cthulhu and all that shit.
There's
man.
a ton
Well,
of
no,
Black
Jordan
nerds.
Peele's got a new series coming out that's all Lovecraft shit, and it's a black family dealing with racism in the South with all Lovecraft shit happening around them.
Oh, really? Is that true?
I read that book.
Oh, yeah. It was a book that came out like a few years ago. It was like Lovecraft Country or something.
It made me feel bad, dude. Like apparently, like we used to like own slaves who were black.
No, Joe, your family was too poor to own slaves.
No, dude, I found out like.
Joe's like, and this was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, dude. Dude, well, that's like I like legitimately said like, how come we can't own slaves in Red Dead Redemption 2? And he said it was in 1899. I looked it up. Like we stopped slavery a long time ago, 1913 or something.
Damn, what a bummer.
Yeah.
We ended slavery before you could enjoy it in Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
At least, dude.
We're nostalgia guys for slavery.
The good old days.
Like best week ever segment about remember slavery? That was sick. We could just like own people.
Best slave ever.
Yeah, it's still just Patrice as the talking head.
Yeah. Can you believe this shit? How'd they get away with that? That was weird.
They wanted me in the field.
Kumia's like, I want to go back. Take me back. Shit.
Time's weird, man.
I love the slave tees.
So,
Videodrome. Speaking of which, this is also kind of about. So James Woods plays like the president of Civic TV, which is a station that specializes in sensationalist kind of programming, basically. And he has shown a tape that's called Videodrome, and it's just like super provocative imagery, and he basically thinks it's going to be like the future of television. And
well, it's like murder. It's murder and torture. Is like
right. It's snuff films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys
so this is basically like a it's UHF meets like Fox.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, dude.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh,
Robbie, we can't hear. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
God damn it!
I'm back. I'm back.
The riff was probably good. What was the riff, Robbie?
it's gone, dude.
Is it to combine this movie with UHF?
Yeah, it was like, what if UHF was Videodrome? And it's like Weird Al, like, I like to put a cigarette out on my boobs. That's not what I was going to do.
It's Weird Al just watching. It's weird watching the Kramer at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the future of television.
Yeah.
By the way, also horrible track record on that movie because it's got Kramer and Victoria Jackson, who's a crazy racist person.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Thank God Fran Drescher and Weird Al are still untouched.
You know, I was thinking, by the way, speaking of sitcom people, Fran Drescher, Ray Romano has the perfect Hollywood career. He cashed out. He had a great sitcom, or solid sitcom. I'm not a huge fan or anything. But then he cashed out on the sitcom, and then he just like does all these great character actor roles. Like he's in the Scorsese movie. He's in this movie Bad Education that I just watched, and like that's like and he's like a famous comedian that very few people seem to hate. That's very rare. I feel like, you know what I mean?
I would say everyone loves
Italian.
His one flaw.
Well, he cashed out. He did it in the perfect order.
Right.
So like he got the big money for the cheesy shit out of the way. Like you're never gonna see the Full House guys all of a sudden start doing good work.
Right. Totally. Yeah. Or even like Jerry Seinfeld, like he's typecast or whatever. It's kind of. I think Ray Romano was smart. Like he did Welcome to Mooseport or whatever, which made Gene Hackman retire, which is an alpha move. But since then, he hasn't really like tried to star in that many big.
Gene
comedies.
Hackman is Robbie's stage name, by the way.
Hackmania. And so anyway, yeah, just like I think transitioning to like small character, like just taking low ego drama supporting actor roles. That's what more comedians should do. But I think they like get addicted to try and make a shitload of big comedy.
Well, did you see Kevin James is playing a neo-Nazi?
Yeah.
What?
I'm serious. There's a horror.
Queens.
Yeah, there's a horror movie coming out. It's like A Girl's Name, and it's like a home invasion movie, and it's Kevin James with a fucking like swastika on his head.
American
Oh my God.
History XL.
He's got like a big beard. He shaved his head.
Yeah, it looks
He's the guy in
wild.
the
Joel
trailer.
McHale is the father in it. It looks wild, dude.
What the fuck? So what? You're gonna
What if it's
kill my
actually like a
son?
comedy, but like it's like one of those things where they shoot it to like intentionally misdirect the audience?
Sandler shows up.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta get rid of the Jews. We gotta get rid of the Jews.
Sandler's a neo-Nazi.
I've got the final solution. We need to procure a future for our white children.
Stop looking at me, Jew.
White people are better. Damn, dude. Here comes the boom indeed. But
I'm excited about that one. I'm going to see that one. I got to support Kevin James.
yeah, that sounds like a weird. He just kills Hitch in the movie. It just like teach him how to dance. He just shoots him. All right, we don't endorse neo-Nazi behavior, guys.
Yeah, man. The neo-Nazis are not welcome to subscribe to this pod. You can subscribe, download, rate our podcast unless you're a neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Anyway, so then James Woods. So then James Woods contacts a softcore pornographer and asks her to help him find out the truth about Videodrome. And then they learn that the footage is not faked, but it's like the face of a political movement. And
Are you reading the Wikipedia?
yes.
Thank God.
We just watched the movie.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it's
yeah,
hard
you
to
recap it then,
fucking
Dalton, off the
understand,
top
dude.
of your goddamn head. I'm just trying to go through
All
it,
right.
and we like riff on
James
what
Woods.
happens.
James
Right.
Woods plays Max Wren, the owner of Civic TV, Channel 83 in Toronto, Canada. And
Dalton,
one
this is your
night-
fucking pick. You drive, all right? I'm trying here. Oh, Robbie, I can't believe you're trying to fucking make a good podcast off my goddamn movie I picked.
Dude.
How fucking dare you? God damn it, Dalton, you little fucking hick.
okay. I'm sorry, Robbie. I'm just fucking with you.
You go. You drive. You go. You do it. You do it now.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't want to anymore. It's your podcast now. Go ahead.
Oh, now I feel bad.
No, don't. I'm acting like I'm incensed, but I just want to stop doing work.
Okay.
I really just want to.
So
What did you want to talk about when you picked this movie, Dalton?
Well, really, we just mentioned James Woods the other week, and I just wanted to make you guys watch this because I think it's a cool movie. I don't know. I think it's like it's a good. I do think it's relevant because what you come to find out with like the actual Videodrome signal that is they find out it's coming from Pittsburgh. It's all like real snuff footage.
Right.
Is that something about the signal causes you to develop a brain tumor? And you become like a sleeper agent for whatever these like people are, but also it's ambiguous as to whether any of this is really happening or not. But his body begins to morph into something like like Zach mentioned earlier, his stomach turns into a big pussy, where they shove a Betamax. He shoves a gun and a Betamax tape into his stomach pussy, and then later on, the gun, his hand becomes like a goopy gun that they tell him to use to go to assassinate his partners at Civic TV.
You know what's funny is the signal from Pittsburgh was just "Go Birds."
But I do think it's cool that really what this movie is about is like merging consciousness with technology, which is like a really interesting idea for 1983 because
way ahead of its time.
Yeah, because technology was like super analog at that time. It wasn't even like we had digital shit because now like that would make more sense just because we all have phones in our pockets and we're all plugged in all the time. Back then, like
it's kind of a very conservative message of a movie where it's like things are getting like out of control with TV and like the content on television basically, and it's getting exploitative, and we need to like reel it in basically. Which is interesting. Like, you don't see that point of view a lot anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, Black Mirror would be the big one now.
Well, that's more like, hello, Gov, what's with all these things on the telly?
Yeah.
Here you look at your phone, you're like, well, what's all this then?
Well, then also I think it has something to say with, like, at what point does our entertainment and pornography kind of cross? And when you realize that his last movie, Rabid, his movie before this, 2 movies before this, starred Marilyn Chambers, who was a porn star, that he was kind of like bending those genres to begin with. It almost seems like a self-critique of the violence that he's already put on screen.
True, right. So there's like a little self-hate in the movie.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Look how many porn stars crossed over to the mainstream today now, too. We're like Marilyn Chambers. Yeah. Sausage, yeah.
Not a
and
lot.
It's not Marilyn Chambers, whatever her name is. Marilyn Chambers is another actress. But whatever the girl from Rabid was a porn star.
Now it happens all the time.
Do you guys think? So the end, like basically the ending is like he's like, I'm gonna like, he kills himself to finally merge with technology, essentially, like fully, right? Or become.
Yeah. Well, that's
technology. Do you think he actually?
That's the line they.
Do you think he actually does, or does he just kill himself? That is a question, because it just cuts to black, and it's kind of an ambiguous ending.
Why does it? I don't know if it matters at that point.
Right.
Like, because it's weird because this movie doesn't focus too much on even like character building. Like we kind of get up and going pretty quickly without really learning who anyone is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like the main point of the movie is just to make you, the viewer, question what your relationship with television and violence and sex and technology is.
here's the thing though, is I will say it's meta, but I do also think it kind of has its cake and eats it too, because it also does express a lot of like those pleasures though. Like a lot of the fun of the movie is watching crazy kills and body horror and blood and shit like that, you know? But at the same time, it's a pretty savage critique of watching that kind of thing.
Well, it's not a critique of it's a critique of itself, but it's also a critique of you as a viewer and your relationship to the media you consume.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of like The Wolf of Wall Street, where it like you enjoy watching this crazy debauchery, but then it makes you think like, why do I like that? What is the reason for that? Although it's a little bit more thorough in that critique of the viewer than Wolf of Wall Street was, but
yeah, and I think the real question is like, whether it's real or not, the shit you watch, whether it's violence or porn or any of that, like what effect is that having on you? Like how is that fucking with your head? Because it's like, look at so many guys our age, like because I'm 27, like we are wrecked because of porn. So at least I am. So I don't know. I do think it's like a pretty really prescient movie in that regard.
Yeah, I agree. And well, I mean, I did joke about this, but like it is crazy how like how integral tech and entertainment are in everyone's lives now in a way that wasn't even back then. Like
now more than ever.
I've noticed that when I was a kid growing up, there weren't a lot of people who like watch TV that much. Like now everyone watches every show. I feel like there's a lot more people who talk about like it's much more mainstream to like be like, oh, that show's great. Have you watched this show? Oh, I love that show. Have you watched this show? You know. Whereas when I was a kid, people just kind of like watched when things were on and watched things more passively. And now it's like much more of a thing to like television culture is huge now. And
I don't know. I would say like, so I'm only a little bit older than you guys. So like that Seinfeld finale, Friends finale, those were like monumental nights. Like everyone watched that shit.
That's a good point.
It was more that it was appointment viewing as opposed to binge watching now.
Right.
Because if you missed like the premiere of those shows, you had to wait for a rerun. There was no other way to watch. You couldn't like TiVo it. You would, if you didn't have like your VHS tape set to record it and you missed it, you would just have to wait for it to be replayed.
Yeah, it feels weird because like I think less people were able to watch stuff as it happened back then, but it was still a more communal experience because now you're just like alone binge watching whatever's on like Netflix or Hulu or even torrenting. So it's like this like consuming things now is like this super isolating. It's really sad. The world has ended. You know, I'm glad the virus came.
Well, I think it's a combination of the fact that the two biggest shows, as far as like the last couple shows that people still watched live, were probably Lost and The Sopranos, and they both shit the bed on their last episodes.
Oh, I love The Sopranos.
Oh, here we go.
the Lost ending, I will agree with you. The Lost ending made me like, because I was obsessed with Lost, and I thought the ending made me like not like the show anymore. Because the whole show was like build up to like this great answer, and then the answer sucked, and it was nothing. Sopranos, it was more of an artistic choice to blue ball everybody, and everyone still talks about it to this day. Like when you talk about Sopranos, when you're like, "Oh, you've seen The Sopranos? What'd you think of the ending?" Which is like, I think that's a strong case for it being pretty good.
Yeah, and then the through line between now and then, I guess, would be Breaking Bad, which half people watched live and half people watched on streaming.
Yeah.
And then Game of Thrones pretty much would be the last. I think Game of Thrones probably like the last event finale.
Yeah. Mad Men had a minor event finale, I would say. But yes, Game of Thrones feels like the end of monoculture, kind of.
Yeah.
That does feel like the end of it for sure. I didn't watch it. I just got
People
to watch everyone
wanted it.
slowly fall out of love with it, which is great. It was like watching a married. Like everyone was like, "Oh, I love you. I love my wife so much," and they're like, "I fucking hate my wife." It's like, damn, I'm glad.
It's funny how bad Game of Thrones got because I love anything where people are swinging swords around, and that show got so bad. Like,
Why you
I
love
couldn't
gay
even
porn?
finish it. Dude, I love gay porn.
Who doesn't, dude?
Yeah.
It's an American pastime. But Game of Thrones, like they ran out of.
Yeah, man, I love dragons. Dicks dragging on the ground.
I won't be shielding my ass, that's for sure.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I do think
because like they had J.R.R. Martin's books to go off of, but then he didn't write like a new book in like 30 fucking years.
Did you call him J.R.R. Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jew R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going a different way. I was going, by God, King.
Jew R.R. Martin. Okay, so there's a bunch. I'm not going to release a book ever. You got to pay me a little more.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it's like they don't have anything, so it was just like the HBO executives had to like kind of guesstimate where it was all going.
Well, those guys also, maybe they could adapt shit, but they couldn't come up with any new ideas, it felt like, right? Like, I didn't even watch
Or like
it.
even like wrap everything up that was like based on all like the Chekhov's guns throughout the various seasons.
I did a show after it came out, and it was a packed show, and another comic went up, and she's like, "Who here watches Game of Thrones?" And the whole crowd groaned, which I've never seen before. Like they're like, "Oh," like because they were so mad at the finale.
Yeah, that show's actually a good example of what we're talking about. Because remember when it was on, there were like all these think pieces coming out about like what is the rape on this show bad?
Oh yeah.
Is incest okay now?
Well, TV think piece culture in general, just like it's like, is fiction reality? Is reality how important? Like they
are little people humans?
Yeah, that was a big one. I remember.
It's like, well, Peter Dinklage is showing like an odd sense of humanity in this.
Yeah. Wow, we can actually like one of these guys. Cool.
Wait a minute, he's not like a Keebler elf or anything.
Yeah, whoa. He's not making.
You're not like an elf from the North Pole that's trying to help everyone out and save Christmas.
Just a headline that's like, "Did you know they don't just make toys?" Peter Dinklage is proven. But yeah, that is. I mean, I kind of think that is another thing about Videodrome, though, is it basically posits that television is very important, and it's like kind of a warning that if we let it go unchecked, it will destroy us or will become a part of it and lose our humanity, basically.
Well, I would also like to note that Peter Dinklage sounds like the name you would make up for a fancy midget.
Yeah,
for sure, dude.
Yeah. Oh, look at Peter Dinklage over there. Look how cute that. Oh, adorable.
His name
what's
is like
up,
Peter,
Dink?
Yeah.
How you doing,
It's the Dink.
He's the treasurer for the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
He runs the books.
I like that Peter Dinklage's whole thing's like, he's small, but he's tough. You know? Oh, you didn't think a small guy could yell at you, but he can do it.
Look, he's fucking a regular looking lady.
Oh, wow. He could act like he could kick your ass. That's incredible. Everyone's like, and America fell in love.
Yeah.
No way that guy's kicking anyone's ass, though. Come on.
Isn't he like a black belt in jiu-jitsu?
Never mind. Please don't kick my ass, Peter Dinklage.
Nah, I'm just fucking around, dude. How adorable would that be, though?
They give him a smaller black belt.
They give him a black bracelet.
Fly it with tweezers.
And for Peter, you get a black belt, too. Hey.
No, you're thinking of the other jiu-jitsu little person, Joe Rogan.
Damn.
Jamie, pull that out.
Damn.
Wow, so you're saying I could be
officially fired.
Are you saying I could be small and buff? That's crazy, man. That's wild. Zach, is Louis J. Gomez also going to Spotify?
I hope money comes somehow. I don't know. Whoever has money, let's do it.
$100 million. That's fucking crazy. God damn, dude.
Zach, we'll pay you $100 a week to join the Loud Boys.
It's really tempting, depending on how many episodes you do.
Yeah, Zach, I mean, Zach, how have you been doing during all of this? Because I'm going nuts.
I'm doing pretty good. Like, I've been doing a ton of these. I've been judging live roast battles for like other cities.
Oh, wow.
I'm having fun, man. I'm working.
Nice, man. It's all about just being like, just finding ways to be like productive and still find ways to do stuff you still enjoy. You know,
yeah, I'm having a blast, and I'm watching a ton of movies, which is all I ever want.
Yeah,
I've been crushing so many movies, and I realize I'll never get around to watching all the ones I want to now because it keeps coming. Movies I want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
how about
been cool about? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go for it, Dalton.
No, I was just saying that's what's been cool about doing this show ever since we decided to review movies every now and then. It's a good reason to watch. We've mostly watched bad movies.
Yeah, this is the first. This is the first good one we watched.
Yeah,
we
but
watched Yoga Hosers and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Well, I really like Sonic though.
Robbie and Joe like Sonic. I
dude,
thought it was a pile of shit.
I'm all in on Sonic, dude. That
Sonic
and
fucking
then-
sucked.
he talks. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Then
you're
I
okay.
suggested,
You're right.
I suggested the new Scooby-Doo movie, and they didn't want to see it, and I watched it by myself, and it was fucking great, dude. I loved it. I had so much fun. just
Scooby-Doo
hanging out,
and
smoking
the mystery of the missing script.
Yeah, dude, it was powerful. It was a genuinely powerful, great film, and I feel like a better person for it.
Yeah.
Zach, you just stuff with Trauma, right? Like, have you guys not been making anything lately because of the COVID? Or
No, we got a new one coming out. We wrapped it last summer. It's just about done. It's called #Shakespeare's Shitstorm,
Nice.
and it's our
Nice.
version of Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Oh,
nice.
That's great. That's an underrated one.
And I'm really excited about it. Yeah, it should be out. We were looking at film festivals for this summer, but most of those are not happening. So we're going to find out if we're postponing the premiere or if we're going to be doing it in a different way. But it's done. Like I have it. We've done test screenings and shit, and I'm really happy with it. It's really, really fun and super gross.
Yeah. That's cool that you guys also got Helen Mirren for this one.
Yes.
Patrick Stewart's in it too.
Yeah.
This is a
Star
shit.
cast.
This is a shitstorm. Is this the one where you play?
Literally, the storm in it is whales jumping over a boat and having diarrhea.
Oh,
We
That's
made
awesome, dude.
300 to 500 gallons of fake shit to drop on people.
Oh
We
my God.
destroyed a restaurant.
That's incredible. Is this the one where you play Lindy West?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I believe I'm just angry blogger in the
Yeah.
credits. But
Perfect.
it's not hard to figure out who I'm being.
Yeah, last time I
Yeah.
was at Gas, you showed me scenes of you as Lindy, and I got a real kick out of it. Or angry
Thank you,
blogger,
buddy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so that'll be good. Yeah, dude. But you guys know when you are thinking about like, are you guys just halted on even like?
Well,
like
there's no
shooting?
well, so we make a movie like every couple years.
Okay.
So I've been with them for 10 years and we've made 3.
Okay. Got it. So you guys can wait.
Yeah, we're not there's no rush. We don't there's not even I mean there was going to be another Toxic Avenger, then there's not. It's back and forth. The next one it looks like we're gearing up to do would be next year. We're possibly doing a sequel to Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD
oh
Oh,
wow.
nice.
called
That's
Kabuki Man
awesome.
Returns. They shot a sizzle reel for it already. And if that were to happen, I'll probably be pretty involved in that.
That would be awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Is there any chance, given the circumstances on how low morale is in America, is there any chance of a remastered version of Cannibal the Musical released anytime soon?
I think we don't own that anymore coming up soon, unless they renegotiate. Because I think we put out like a Blu-ray of it very recently, and I think soon Trey Parker might own it again.
Oh wow,
Oh wow.
but
I've
I'm not
actually never
confirmed
seen
on
it.
that. It's very funny.
it's
I
very
haven't seen
very
that
good.
one.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
made it in college.
Damn, we should watch that one I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love like doing comedy episodes about comedy things, but I'd be down to watch it.
It's really more of a musical than a comedy.
I do love musicals. I
Well, there-
love musicals.
There's a few serious trauma movies, right?
Yeah, we've done. I mean, because we release other people's movies as well, so we have in-house productions that we shot and out-of-house productions that we distribute. So we've had like 700 movies over the last 45 years.
Wow.
Nice. Damn.
Yeah, that's awesome.
100 years of cinema.
Yeah, I remember being like when I was 12, I first saw the Toxic Avenger come on IFC. I didn't realize it was even a comedy at the time. I remember being genuinely disturbed by the scene where they go and like run over children. I remember that like really bothered me.
That
Oh,
was from a
that's
real
funny.
news story, by the way.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, there were
God.
people really doing that.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
I thought the
That's
Toxic
crazy.
Avenger was Iron Man.
Well, I remember my exposure to the Toxic Avenger was for the animated children's series that was out in the 90s.
That was how I found it as well,
Yeah.
and then I saw the movie after that.
Me too, and I was like, "Whoa, this is a
Yeah.
departure."
Yeah. That's
I was
weird
like,
when that happens because they also did that with Tales from the Crypt. Like there was a Tales from the Crypt like cartoon that was like kid.
Oh
friendly.
yeah, I remember
right.
that.
And
Yeah,
they were still like kind of scary too.
yeah, even the cartoon version of the Crypt Keeper was kind of like funny look, like cute look. I don't know, it's like weird looking though too.
He still like had his play on words, like, "Oh, I'm your Lycarian instead of librarian or something."
You know what scared the
I don't know.
shit
That
out
was
of me?
hard, dude. It's like not easy to think of
Yeah,
those puns.
I didn't realize Robbie wrote for that show.
I like it.
I was gonna apologize to you for yelling at you earlier, Dalton, and now I'm not gonna do it.
Come on, Rob, I'm just breaking your balls here.
Damn, dude. it's
I've heard
like
of Breaking
my
Bad,
parents
but Breaking
divorced
Balls? Okay. All right. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
I had one more
I
thing.
haven't-
I have one more. Shit, I forgot. Oh, the scariest kids thing to me was the "Are You Afraid of the Dark" opening theme song.
Oh, dude,
Oh, the
that was
doll
on
that
for-
they show is
That-
horrifying.
Doll
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, and then the show wasn't that scary, but that opening was so scary.
It was ominous,
Scarlet-
and like you heard it from another room, you would be like, "Oh, something scary's on."
Yeah. And, woo, like the fucking match. God damn, dude.
Yeah, and the
I-
smoke that rises out from it.
Yeah.
There's some
They did
things
pretty
that
good
happen.
Midnight
There's some things that
Society.
happen in like children's media that make me like really believe in that, like the Illuminati, the triangle, the pedophile ring stuff.
The
That,
Loud
like,
Boys?
Some stuff was no, not us. But yeah, the punk. No, like just all the crazy, weird, scary shit that would happen in like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the guy who abducts the children. You know
I
what I'm
follow
talking
you.
about?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
afraid of the in March of the Wooden Soldiers. The are you familiar with that with Laurel and Hardy? It's like
I'm not.
it was like something that my family would watch at Christmas, and there's like these monsters in it that are horrifying. Like I've been scared of them my whole life.
You know what scared
Yeah.
the shit out of me when I was a kid? Actually, was I walked in on my parents watching Mrs. Doubtfire, and I just saw the part where where she catches on
Tits were
fire.
on fire.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is this horrifying woman who's on fire?"
This got
is so
scarier and
scary.
scarier throughout the sentence because you started with "I walked in on my parents,"
Yeah.
and we were all like, "Oh no!" And then you're
Yeah.
like watching Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was hoping they were just having sex, but they're watching Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, thank you.
Well, that's one of the more erotic Robin Williams vehicles.
I love that his character, Mrs. Doubtfire, can do a Jack Nicholson impression. I love when like his characters can also do impressions.
I mean, dude, he was a true talent.
He is awesome as the genie in Aladdin.
That was like
I
his
think that's
best
an
role.
incredible performance. Will Smith was also pretty good, actually.
He was
Yeah,
horrendous.
Woo! Ha ha! I'm a genie. You didn't like that? No, Aladdin sucked. I didn't like it. I thought I didn't like Guy Ritchie for a while.
You want to know something funny though? So the Aladdin show on Broadway, the guy who plays Jafar in that show is the same voice actor who did the voice of Jafar in the movie, but it's still just a white guy. So there was like this promo video showing him like getting into character for Jafar, and it's just them painting his face brown. it's just a guy doing brown face.
Damn, the golden age of
Man.
Broadway.
Yeah, but the show's like, well, it's not going now, but before
That's
the
funny.
virus-
They made a point to make the genie black, but did not make Jafar not a white guy anymore. Come on, guys. Let's get it together first. Let's get the accurate things accurate before we. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
What are you trying to say, Robbie?
I'm
Please
saying
do
they
the
took my culture by doing brown face.
Okay.
That was close.
Yeah.
You gotta not swoop your hair to one side because your mustache is too thick in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you
Yeah,
mean? I don't get it.
Robbie, you look like a real, let's just say you look like a Kevin James right now. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, dude, you literally put your fingers here and here.
Oh. That's good. That's very good.
All right, guys, I apologize. I gotta log out.
No, thank you, Zach.
I had
No
another
worries,
thing for
dude.
5.
Thank you so much, for doing
man.
it.
Bye,
Thank
buddy.
you so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Everybody be safe.
Have a good
All
one.
right,
you
take
too.
care, brother.
All right.
We did it, guys.
We did it.
We did
How
it.
was
You.
that?
A nightmare.
Oh, that was
Oh
really
my
good.
God, dude.
Yeah.
No, he's-
Solid episode. Zach was great.
It was fun, man.
No,
Like I think we didn't really get too much into Videodrome, and like that's honestly like a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
It
It's
shouldn't
fine.
just be like a movie talk.
Yeah,
pod.
that was
We just
hard.
have, like,
I'm sorry about that. Like because I came in wanting to talk about the movie, and I wasn't thinking like we should just be riffing bits. And I realized like later on, I was like, I got to stop trying to bring it back to the movie because
I would say
just
Should we stop record? Should we end the episode, or do you want to?
no. Leave this in.
we can,
Okay.
we
The
can
audience-
just talk, and then like if we want to cut it out, we cut
Okay.
it out.
I thought it. I will say that like I think it was. I liked watching Videodrome. Like it was fun, like just to watch a good movie and stuff. But it's kind of hard. Like we love movies, but I mean, Zach. That's why it's good. Zach was here because he's like an expert. But we're not.
We love
movie-
movies, but Doug loves movies.
We are not. Yeah, we're no Doug Bensons.
We are not Doug.
Well,
Like,
I
we're so
genuinely.
That's why I think it's better if we do. I mean, I know it sucks to watch them, but the bad or ridiculous movies are more. There's way more fodder for comedy.
Well, the thing
than
is
just like being
like
yeah, Videodrome's a good ass movie. Check it out.
Well, the thing is, I genuinely love horror movies. I love this movie and like all of the like what it says, and so I have a lot of thoughts on. I know I seem somber on this episode because I do have like a lot of concerns about technology and shit that this movie addresses a lot of the shit that I think about all the time anyway. So I was like ready to have a serious discussion. I forgot we're a comedy show.
No. I mean, it was good. I thought it was good. I think it was actually honestly a good amount of talking. Because how much of our fan base tunes in to hear serious discussion about David Cronenberg is what I'll say.
I think there's a big overlap in that Venn diagram, friend.
That's true.
Yeah, because it's like
How about David Conan O'Brien?
Yeah. He does a fucking string dance with intestines extending from his body.
God, dude, get Zach back. Somebody call Zach. No,
Max,
if we
Max,
start talking
Max
about-
Weinberg is just a skeleton.
Damn, dude. Andy Richter is just like this morbidly obese lump of flesh that's absorbing the studio around them.
Jay Leno's like, yeah, I'm going to take Videodrome. Yeah, I'll just take it. It's my show now. I'm just going to take Videodrome. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna.
He's got like a giant pussy in his chin.
Yeah. Fuck. Conan doesn't do the string dance anymore. I missed that. That was very much like
copyright from
NBC. He can't do the fucking string dance.
Literally,
No, he
everything.
does the string dance.
No, he
Scene.
doesn't. They tried to arrest him one time.
Can you believe he's almost 60? They arrested him.
Right? And he's just like, I'm a little boy. I'm
He's
just
like,
a little boy.
oh, I'm a
doing
goofy
comedy."
guy.
Dude, you're an old man. He fucking falls. He does the string dance. He falls. He breaks his hip.
Yeah, then he dies of
It's all
COVID.
serious,
And then he
dude.
dies of COVID-19 in a nursing home.
Conan sucks now.
No, he's still good.
No, dude. If you listen to his podcast,
Yeah,
he
it's
had
good.
Hillary on.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, he had a
Hillary,
Democrat. Yeah, he has like establishment people on. But if you listen to it, it's a good podcast. I just listened to the one with Ricky Gervais. It was really good. They're funny.
What I was gonna say though, I disagree with that. Conan sucks. He's gay. But
Why? You just don't like him because he's popular.
no, I'm kidding. I love
Everyone
Conan.
who's popular, you hate. Dalton.
No, dude. I'm gonna be. I love Conan. He's
anyone above Stanhope, you're like, that guy's a fucking hack.
No,
Conan's
shut up.
good. Who's better?
I grew up with Conan. Okay, I like Conan.
You just said you hated him.
I think he's gone a little soft.
He
but I
hates
think
modern
he's still,
Conan.
But like he's always been soft. He's never been like edgy.
No, but I mean, I just think
Like
I
he's
think,
not
like,
as good as the late night days, but he's
Yeah,
still
that's
doing
what I'm
his thing.
saying. That's
But,
what I'm saying.
Okay,
The
when
late
was the
night show-
last time you watched his show? You're basing that on
I
nothing.
watch it every night, dude.
No, you
I watch
don't.
it.
You don't.
I
You
set my
didn't-
DVR.
You didn't watch any of it, and you're just reflexively saying it sucks because you feel like it sucks because he's old.
I like it when he plays video games. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yes.
That's
He just
so
did a sketch
funny.
where he bombarded a Zoom call for his millennial staffers. Very funny. Conan is funny. I just
No, we
hate,
do not.
and-
I just
we
hate
do not
this, like,
endorse Conan on
I
this
just
show.
hate this. What makes you think Conan is bad besides his podcast with Hillary that he did? Who cares? And a point for Robbie Goodwin.
I don't think Conan's bad. I just don't. I think the late night show was like his zenith, and now we're in the nadir of Conan.
Sure, but it doesn't mean he's bad. It doesn't mean he sucks.
No, all
He's
right,
not.
all
What
right.
just because you're not as good as you were. I just hate all these people saying Conan sucks and they haven't watched it in fucking forever and they just reflexively
I
say
watched
it
the
sucks.
episodes.
Or they say Conan
Uh,
sucks, and they're like, I like Jimmy Kimmel, and it's like,
Yeah,
really?
that sucks.
Oh no, yeah, Kimmel's great. Kimmel's the best. But
Yeah.
Conan,
Like if you actually make a point, and I don't watch it every night, but I still check in with his sketches, listen to his podcast now and then. He's still a fucking funny guy, and it's like all these people
I can,
say
like, tune in. Yeah,
it's the same as the people who say like, you know, oh, that show sucks, and it's like, well, when was the last time you fucking watched it? You don't watch it.
yeah. Like I would like in college, I made a point to always watch Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Right, sure,
But
and
now
it's
as
not
an adult. Yeah.
it's not that anymore for sure, but it's still
Right.
it's still good. It doesn't suck.
And like, yeah, and like if I see him on, like if I'm like just like randomly searching through TV and I see that it's on, I'll go to Conan before I go to anything else.
it's
And like I'll still watch it. It's there's a comfort to that. It's not the same as it once was, but I mean, nothing can go on consistently for so long. You eventually get diminishing returns no matter what level of talent
right.
you are. But
Exactly.
I think for what he puts out, it's still good. But
Yeah.
you can't like your comedy has to change because you change as a person too.
do you guys
It would
think
be
Zach
weird.
likes
if you
us?
still- Huh?
Do you
I
guys
think
think Zach
yeah,
likes us?
of course he does.
Oh, is that what you're like? Is that why you were like kind of? You look so distant, man. Is that what
Yeah.
you're worried about?
Dude.
Fine.
First of all,
I think,
like
like,
I
yeah.
love Zach, but I think that you're putting way too much importance on his opinion right now.
No, I want
And,
I
like-
want more than anybody. I want. No, I'm kidding.
No, he likes you. Don't fucking sweat. And the more that you think about whether or not he likes you, the less he'll like you because it'll.
Oh, now he's never gonna go out with me.
just just chill out, Dalton. If he fucking did the podcast, of course he likes us.
That's
Jesus
true.
And like he
Christ.
stayed after 5 p.m. because like I kept like I remember like as it got closer to 5, I was like, okay, he's probably gonna try to like peace out soon. But he waited until like it felt like the podcast came to a genuine conclusion before he was like, I gotta get going.
You're right. I'm in my head. Look, I haven't like been around anyone in 3 months other
Yeah,
than
man.
this shit. This like virtual shit. So I feel weird. Like I feel like I can't.
No,
read
he's
anything.
a bigger comic. He's a comic that you know that you respect. and
He is a
want to
bigger
be friends
comic.
with.
He's like 350.
No,
All
you
right,
want
we're
his
definitely
respect, so
cutting
you
that
want this
out.
to go well. I mean, this like he was fucking laughing a bunch. Don't worry about it, man. Just chill out.
Yeah, man. He had a fun time. If he wasn't, you would find like an excuse to have pieced out a lot earlier. He wouldn't have
Alright.
said anything, but he had like
Yeah.
a good tag for literally almost every joke we put out.
Dude, he was.
It
he was coming in
wasn't
hot.
Polk and Jay just constantly hating us the whole episode, but it's
Yeah, I'm surprised. I love those guys. I'm surprised they even did the show as disinterested as they were.
Man, they hated us, dude.
they
They don't hate us, but they did the show and then never talked about
acted
it.
like did not even like the tweets about it, which is like, damn, can't even hit us with a damn like. No, that'd be
Man,
good, dude.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
dude,
let me
no.
say this though. Jay Whitecotton's new special, Jazz Funeral, is one of the best specials I've seen in quite some time. Truly, okay, this sounds phony. Sorry. I do want to say I consider Jay Whitecotton to be
Almost
like
as good as Conan. Jay Whitecotton's Jazz
Hold on.
Funeral.
I
Almost
Very
as funny.
Conan-esque.
Yeah,
hold on. Let me say this because I consider Jay to be like a really like a close friend and almost like a mentor to me. Like he's like talked to me a lot about like comedy and just life in general. And his new special, Jazz Funeral, is genuinely like one of the best I've seen in a while.
I think we plugged it like every episode, Dalton. Don't worry about
No,
it.
I haven't talked about it since we had him on. I'm just trying to do a good thing for my friend, but this isn't gonna work. This is all right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What do we-
don't, dude. Have some fucking confidence, man. Fucking, you're a great guy. You're
No,
funny. You're good. Just fucking Zach. How many fucking comics do the just chill out, man. Everyone loves you.
Relax.
I'm
baby
not really
boy.
that worried. I just wasn't. I I've been dealing with some shit lately, so I wasn't particularly on this episode. I'm withdrawing from opiates.
Oh yeah, Kratom. How are you doing?
It sucks, man, because it's like
Did you go cold turkey or you taper?
No, I can't, because I tried going cold turkey yesterday. Like I didn't take any yesterday, and I was doing fine up until around like 6 o'clock, and then just my entire body started hurting. I started sweating and shaking. My nose started running. I was like genuinely dope sick, and like I couldn't even like calm down. Like I was just sitting in a chair, like staring at the wall, just like rocking back and forth, praying.
You know,
genuinely praying to God.
Dope sick sounds like such a horrifying thing, which is weird because you'd think it'd be like dope or sick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sucks. And it sucks. You know what sucks is like kratom is on such the low end of that spectrum. Like it's not even a cool drug to be addicted to. Like I'm not like Nikki Sixx. I'm just some fucking loser who got addicted to
nothing's cool. No one's cool because they're addicted to heroin.
No, that is very cool.
Except
it's not cool to be addicted. I mean,
you know what
William
I
S.
mean?
Burroughs.
Hold on, no. You know what I mean? Like those guys all have like war stories about heroin, which yes, you're right. Being addicted to heroin is not cool, but those kinds of scars are like, I don't know. It feels. I'm probably
like
wrong.
the Joker.
Yeah,
there's like a million like of like that one story.
Scars?
The one story that glamorizes like the struggle with addiction. There's hundreds upon hundreds of stories of people not having a story or not beating it, and then like, for a lot of the people, it's not a talent enhancer. We hear about like these people that were talented on drugs, but I think they were talented in spite of the drugs. I don't think it necessarily makes you like more or less talented. It might make you feel more comfortable, but
no, they're almost all comics are better when they're sober.
Hold on, I started taking it not because I was like trying to get high. I genuinely deal with like chronic pain every day, because I was born with clubbed feet, so the bones in my feet are like pretty much done for. I'm starting to get osteoarthritis, and now like my knees are popping and clicking all the fucking time. My hips, like it's like working its way up the rest of my body, and so like sometimes it's even hard for me to walk. And so I found this stuff, like how many years ago this stuff called kratom, which is pretty popular now. But at the time that I started taking it, it wasn't something that like was a sponsor for every podcast. And I got like really addicted to it.
Kratom,
it turns out, yeah, well, CBD at least isn't addictive because it's pure snake oil. It's not real. But kratom actually is like kratom. I'll say this about it. It does work. Like the unfortunate thing is like it works really well for what you're trying to accomplish. If like you're trying to find some kind of like a holistic pain relief, because it's like a natural. It's not like a synthetic opioid. It's like it comes from a plant directly, but it is super addictive, and I became pretty dependent on it, and so now I'm trying to like not be that way anymore, and I'm suffering for it, and I was not as funny as I should have been on this podcast.
You were funny, dude. Chill out. Your problem is that you are questioning things. I do the same thing. I question, if I want something to go, I question, and then you default to being like, the worst possible version is what is true. I was bad and he hates me. No, it's fucking good, and he clearly likes you. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm going through withdrawals. So I'm
trying to comfort you, bitch.
Scenario.
You know how?
Thank you.
You know how hard it was for me to not say chronic Bane withdrawals in your Batman. You know how hard that was for me not to say.
Go ahead. Why don't you riff out chronic Bane?
I was born with clubbed feet.
Okay. Is there any more?
You merely adopted the Dalton. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Swear to me, I did well on this podcast.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. It's been tough. It's been tough trying to kick this shit, and like to try and deal with the withdrawals. I did something really fucking stupid, and I said, well, if I'm not gonna because I can't sleep if I don't take it, and my goal now is to not take kratom. So I was like, well, what can I do to like just go to sleep? And so I have been drinking, which is so now I'm like, and I'm not. It's not like I'm doing what I used to, where it's like just drinking everything I could possibly find to black out. I was just like trying to go to sleep, but then it's like, okay, so now I'm hooked on kratom and I'm drinking, and I got myself in like a pretty like a mess right now.
Yeah, that's a pickle.
So anyway, Jay Whitecotton's new special, Jazz Funeral, is very funny.
I would say I don't know what to say.
Thank
really.
God.
I'm sorry, I killed. You guys want to riff out some bits or something? Let's think of
try to smoke weed. I know like you've had like bad experiences before, but maybe if like you're in like a more, we could all go to Central Park. We could go on a nice day. We could smoke a joint amongst the three of us. It will be relaxing. Fun. We'll have some good music. I'll bring like a Bluetooth speaker so we can just listen to some chill music. We can go for a walk. Maybe we can even go swimming.
Bob Marley. I've heard that guy smoked weed.
Yeah,
I just don't want to. But the thing is, I don't really want to do anything anymore. Like I'm sick of taking things. Like I just want to be sober, but it's so hard. It's like that Tool song, "Sober."
Everyone has a different approach to sobriety and finding it, dude. So you'll figure out what works. If it's going cold turkey, if it's slowly weaning yourself off, it's trial and error. But like everyone's different, and everyone's biological chemistry is different. So you can't say like, well, this person did this and I'm not doing that, so I'm fucking up. It's just, all right, your chemistry is different from that person, so what they did isn't necessarily going to work for you. That's it.
Yeah. I'd also maybe like try to find like a 12-step program or something, because it's
damn. I just realized I'm the Artie Lang of this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're like
Robin. God damn it.
You're like
I'm Robin, and then Robbie's like Howard.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, so who you fucking there, Joe?
Dude, when we're back in
you can't say that, Robbie. You can't say that.
Joe,
when we're back in the same room together, we should like all ride the Sibian.
We're the three people that most people would least like to see ride the Sibian.
Dude, just imagine that little clit bump on the Sibian. Just
I come just thinking about riding on the Sibian.
Yeah. And we should like interview freak open micers like our whack pack,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
our stuttering John.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what
James
Lewis
Pontillo
is doing.
We can probably stuttering James Pontillo.
Stuttering James Pontillo.
Dude, we got to get Freddie G on the show. Dude, I'm telling you.
Never. He always has to be an outlier. He must only be spoken of.
Dude, he might be our whack. Dude, Freddie G might be our whack pack, dude. He's like he's like if Beetlejuice had a bigger following than Howard Stern. That's what he's like. That's what he's like to us at this point.
He really is.
If Beetlejuice was less physically appealing and had
you want to talk about somebody who went through the Hollywood trials? I got hooked on Oxycontin partying too much.
It's funny that we've talked so much shit about that guy, and he's ostensibly like way more successful than us.
No, he's built a following. His videos have way more views than ours.
Yeah,
but at what cost?
Actually, no. My views, some of my YouTubes have more than his, but he's closing in.
I actually have more followers on TikTok than him, and more views. I have 7 trillion views on TikTok.
1 trillion views.
Yeah, they said it's a viral. Too bad it doesn't mean anything.
Well,
I just said like, watch this TikTok video, or I'm gonna kill myself. And I pull out a gun and I put it to my temple.
Dave Temple?
It's gone. Yeah, Dave Temple.
You're gonna put a gun to your Dave Temple?
I put a gun to my Stone Temple Pilots. How about that?
What was their song?
I don't know.
Stone Temple flies in the Vaseline. We are sometimes it blows my mind.
There was a bunch of bands from that era that just had this exact vocalist.
Everyone.
Oh, Madeline.
Dude, I like that. Dude,
my wife hates me.
Dude,
and I can't go to sleep in the box. Fucking Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, fucking Alice in Chains,
Creed.
Creed.
All these fucking
Nickelback.
bands, Nickelback, all hell never did. I can't wait to go home. Shit, dude.
Candlebox.
Three Doors Down. Kryptonite. Kind of.
Hold on, I will say this: the new Pearl Jam album is pretty good.
Pearl Jam is the best of them, but I feel like it was a Nirvana thing where it inspired a bunch of copycats that sucked.
Yeah.
I kind of liked Alice in Chains a little bit too.
Alice in Chains is fucking sick, dude.
I'm the man. Soundgarden too, same thing.
Yeah, a lot of those that voice. Those are good bands.
Thinking once again. I'm having a blast with this. God damn.
Yeah, dude, that's a fun voice.
Late. I love
Eddie
discovering
Vedder?
a voice.
Did you see Eddie? You saw the Twin Peaks season 3, right? You see the episode with Eddie Vedder?
Yeah, that was great.
That was fucking crazy, dude.
David Lynch put in a bunch of like awesome 90s like alt rock guys.
Well,
wasn't Trent Reznor in it?
Each episode featured. Yeah, well, the 9 Inch Nails were in.
Oh yeah,
the
ladies
Atomic
and
Bomb
gentlemen,
episode.
the 9 Inch Nails.
Because up till then, it had been just like these indie bands that you never heard of, like real bands, but they were just like
Real Big
independent
Fish
groups. And yep,
Real
and
bands like
there
Real
was
Big
the ska
Fish.
episode. Yeah, they had this
Wait,
Twin Peaks
I would
ska
love a Twin
episode.
Peaks episode that ends with like, ladies and gentlemen, the Real Big Fish. Sell
Pick
out.
it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Sell
love
out
Real
David
Big
Lynch.
Fish.
with me. Oh yeah, sell out with me tonight.
There's all these fucking covers of Take On Me right now, but the best one is Real Big Fish's cover, man.
True.
They were
I
doing
was
covers of that
watching.
before.
I was watching videos of their live shows. Don't ask why. I don't really know why. But
They're fucking great,
Ska,
man.
ska rocks. Ska's
They-
awesome.
First
Ska's
of all,
fucking
they have huge security because so many people like stay like crowd like ska shows get fucking rowdy. It's crazy.
yeah, surprisingly rowdy for like how upbeat and like comical
Yeah.
the music is.
Very nerdy.
I did a
kind of
show-
music.
I did a show a few years ago in my college town, Denton, Texas, at this bar called the Abbey Underground.
Abby
In the
Rosenquist.
comedy, Abby Rosenquist, and the comedy show was sandwiched between two bands. The first band was a band called Madeline. At the time, they were called Madeline Ska, but I think now they're just called Madeline. And then the closing band was called Reggae News. And so the comedy show was after the ska band, and then Reggae News ended up being just a Bob Marley cover band. One of the best shows I've ever done. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
That
sounds
sounds like-
awesome.
Could you feel love
Feel
Oh.
love.
for 20 man?
Hey, Dalton
I forget,
Pruitt.
Yeah, ska is essentially like reggae.
It's reggae for white people.
Yeah. It's like
Well,
it-
ska. Well, no, because ska started as like it was like a black thing. Like it started
Oh,
in.
Whoa.
No. I mean, like culturally, like it started in the same like region as reggae did. Like with the what's the
Oh,
the
yeah.
Skada, the Skada lights.
I guess it does have
I
very.
think-
No, I was kidding. I completely buy that.
yeah.
And but
I just
then
can't
all
believe
these
black
fucking-
people
these
would-
Peckerwood motherfuckers got a hold of it and started
Making
Yeah.
it better.
Superman by Goldfinger.
That is interesting. It feels like the musically, if you take out the vocalist, ska sound is reggae meets jazz, two very black art forms.
Yeah.
But together, they turn into like the whitest shit ever. It feels like, and I guess with the vocal, it's like fucking Reese's peanut butter cups or something.
That's like, well,
I
that's
mean-
like, that's all fusion things. Like fusion is like a very white thing.
Yeah,
Like, all
white
fusion
guys are like,
food is
okay,
a super white thing.
Oh wow, look at that's good. Let's put them together. Oh, now that's music. Same with food.
There's some
Same with food. Asian fusion and like Mexican fusion is
Yeah.
the whitest food ever.
dude.
They're
There's
just
a
two different
restaurant near me
things.
that's like a. There's a restaurant near me that's like a Chinese Mexican pizza place. It's
What would
Like
that
those
sound like,
three.
Dalton?
okay, hold on. Oh,
Oh, caliente.
yeah. I was trying to figure out the accent. Hold on, let me get it. Oh, yes, eh?
Oh, you got that bat?
Yeah. You want that? I can't even. I don't even know what the voice sound. You want the? Yeah, you want the low me? You want a low mean or a slice of pizza?
You know, it's funny that cholo voice is like the defunct racist voice, but I've heard I know a lot of Mexican people in my life. I've never met anyone that talks like that.
You never had someone talk like this, man?
No, not really. It's more like
Really? Because like this is like the only time I hear people talk like this, man. And it's like, is there a Mexican, you know? And like they're asking me for like money, or they're asking me like whatever.
All right,
you know,
stop, we gotta stop the recording.
What? No,
No,
man. Like, hey, man, I'm just chilling, man. Anyway, man, I gotta go. I gotta hop on like the back of a truck, man. I gotta go take some jobs from his white people, but I'm gonna bring back like, Jose, man. He's not gonna be right out, man.
I'd say
Hey, God,
most Mexican, most of my friends, they kind of have like white voices with slight accents. I say they're like,
I met plenty of people that sounded like that back in Texas.
Yeah, so
maybe it's more of like a
you're...
southern Mexican thing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay, let me try that one. Okay, man. So like this, man, is this how it sounds like with the adjustments, man? It sounds like more authentic, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
real, man.
You sound like the fucking Bumblebee in The Simpsons.
By the way, that's how chill Mexican people are with racism. Never a documentary about the problem with Bumblebee Man, as opposed
or like
to
that every Italian in The Simpsons is either like an Italian, like the fucking chef, the Italian chef,
Willie,
or the
dude.
mafia.
Yeah,
groundskeeper. Who's
Groundskeeper
like
Willie
slave.
is a cartoon. He's like, he's an idiot. He's a bumbling. At least Apu is like kind of smart and sensitive. Willie is just a fucking retarded monster.
He lives in a shed. He lives in his shed and he loves it. He's dating a rake.
I mean, look.
Right? Wasn't there one where he like has to use haggis to like flush out the children from the vents or something?
Yeah.
Like
And he's like, he has retirement lard in the school sink.
And every Scottish person like, they really got us. That's that.
Like, man.
Well, that's the thing is like, and rightfully so. Nobody gives a shit about white stereotypes. Like, if anyone was to make a fuss about that, they'd be like, "Shut up, you fucking Peckerwood."
Stereotypes are funny, but it happens to be my favorite stereotypes, the Italian stereotype. Thank God it's white. It's a white one.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank God Fat Tony's voice actor is safely secured in his job.
Yeah, the problem with Fat Tony. Can you imagine if that even started to get off the ground? Hey, the fuck is this? This guy talks like a fucking idiot. What's with this fucking guy? I don't talk like that at all.
Well,
I almost spilt my fucking noodles and gravy here in the sky.
We're gonna go show the fucking bat graining what for. We'll show him.
We're gonna write him a.
We'll show him what it's like to be a fucking stereotype, huh? This is fucking hurtful.
I'd like to lodge a formal complaint.
Yeah, that is fucking Paulie in The Sopranos. That is like his whole thing.
Do you see this stereotypical shit? Oh! Saying "oh" in front of a pork store is their version of blogging.
Yeah, man, and it's funny because like Apu is like of The Simpsons, he's like a scientist.
Yeah,
he's the only one that's like gainfully employed. He has like a good
deep
moral
character.
system.
Yeah, he's like a deep, like humane. Beautiful character.
He hung out with like the Beatles and shit. He was like,
and he loves the Quickie Mart.
Judgmental. Yeah,
he's a small business owner. He's not just a guy who works at 7-Eleven. He's a small business owner who loves his business.
Yeah, he taught Lisa like it's important to have like your views, but not to force them on others. But just to
I don't know, guys. I think Apu is a deeply offensive caricature of a beautiful race of people.
I agree.
Dude.
They could have been more sensitive. Yeah. I mean, it's just the whole thing is that show was grandfathered in the 80s, and like, so yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of dated shit in there. But it's also it's also a fucking cartoon, so who cares?
Yeah. It's like the damage is done. Hari Kondabolu won, and I think it's great that they just got rid of Apu rather than actually. They were like, we'll just get rid of the character rather than give it to an Indian guy.
That is a good ass own.
They just like kill his character on screen.
Such a power move,
like South Park with Chef. That was incredible.
Gunned down.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the South Park episode about all that?
Yeah.
The problem with Apu.
Kind of.
Yeah, where they send him to
Mr. Hankey gets like
with Mr. Hankey.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, that was so fucking funny.
That was good.
Great shit. Yeah, this is where you go.
Yeah.
I love the one where they killed off Chef was so funny because it just had like no fucking reverence to their own show at all. Like they turned Chef into a pedophile and like had him like shit his pants brutally as he died in a humiliating way. Like it's so
And
Like
they
it's
were
so
just,
good.
Yeah.
They
And
had
were just,
no.
Yeah.
There was no like tearful send off or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, we're gonna kill off this beloved character in like a horrifying way just to own the voice actor.
And like they clearly just edited previous clips together to make
Yeah.
like the voice for him.
Hello there,
It's like,
children.
yeah.
I want to fuck children.
And it was funny because
Goodbye.
Isaac Hayes died like shortly after that, right?
I killed
Was he
him.
dead by then?
No, he died like a few years later. Damn. Remember when Scientology was like a big problem? Now everyone's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
I think it's the one true religion.
I agree.
Now.
Praise Xenu.
it won.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's
should
a
we
you
end
guys
cool
this?
ever-
religion. Like of all the fucking religions out there that have stupid shit and like stupid gods, at least with Scientology you get aliens, which could exist.
You get aliens.
More so than
and
a
you get-
white fucking Jewish guy named Jesus.
You get some kids dressed like sailors to come clean your house.
What's not to like, dude? Apparently, it's
the-
okay to have
the
sex
Sea
with
Org?
kids.
That sounds very
You
erotic.
know, well, that's
Yeah. Joe says, I read this thing online that it's okay now.
Yeah, it's cool. It's in.
All right, guys. Should we bring this to a close? We've gone.
No,
No,
we should
let's
just
do a
keep going
couple
another
more
hour
hours.
or so.
Yeah.
you guys want to keep talking about video?
I feel like we might be able to like just like, actually like split this into two different fucking pods, with one with Zach and one with us just talking.
No, we could just release this 1 hour 41.
I mean, it is funny how
Because
like
the first half of this part is talking about the Zach thing.
We can leave
Well,
that in.
it is funny how like if anything that I really am like a big fan of and care about comes up, I do just become like deadly serious about it. Where I'm like, enough with the bits.
Yeah. No, we're fucking figuring it out, man. This is our first like good
Yeah.
movie we reviewed, and it's like, you know, it's hard to talk about it other than just like be, you know, critical and just like.
Are we a movie podcast now?
We are.
Well, I kind of feel like the
Loud
court.
boys at the
now
theater.
it's legal to gather up to 10 people because some like veteran sued Andrew Cuomo. Was like, I want a fucking barbecue, and he's like, all right, fine. He's like, you don't like the troops? He's like, okay, it's legal. Anyone can do so. Now we
do
can
whatever now.
legally we can podcast again. If, you know.
I can't believe it's Memorial Day and we're casting. We're,
Why not?
I mean, this
What else
is how
is
we
there to
on.
do?
Yeah,
That's how
I
we
kind
honor
of
the
want to go
troops.
outside. So maybe, yeah, he probably would have liked it actually. All right,
He would have. In
all right,
honor of
guys.
you.
Anything to plug?
No, until this
Joe's butt.
quarantine lifts.
Joe, don't you have a fucking open mic?
Yeah, I host an open mic on Zoom now on Saturday nights. So if you guys are bored, hop on, man. I got links in all of my social media for it.
Cool.
Because I don't know how to put a Zoom link in here without sounding dumb. But yeah, on Saturday nights, guys, 8 p.m.
All right.
Eastern.
Thanks, everybody.